Shalom. When I say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned the truth from, and salutations unto you brothers out there pushing the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in sincerity. Alright, this is another GMS to your health. Alright, this is number 5, and the title of this, I'm going to title it, is Being Sound. And what I mean by being sound is, we're going to read the scripture and we're going to break down these certain words that are very important because, in these times that we're living in, you really have to be sound. You have, when I say sound, I mean whole, I mean well, to the best of your ability, right? Because certain brothers that you are suffering from different ailments, and you can be cured of those ailments. And yes, I said cured, right? For you fucking Canada Health and FDA cocksuckers out there. You guys are a bunch of fucking devils, man. Because you guys are destroying the whole fucking earth, man. I'm talking about from the pharmaceutical industry to the Monsanto and GMO industry and your fake ass physician doctors. They got their heads up their ass. You're obviously fucking up Israel, which is the most important people on the earth, above all people. But back to you brothers in the know. A lot of these ailments you brothers have, you can cure yourself of these ailments. Now, certain brothers, that is their test, right? And you may not be cured. And I'm gonna start off with this. This wasn't on the list, but the Spirit brought it up. It's a beautiful scripture, man. In the Apocryphal. You have all these things, man, upon the earth that the Most High created. And you're gonna tell me that they can't cure? Most High just made them from nothing. This is a Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 12. Let's get to the point. For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, right? But thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things. For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up again. The gates of hell, meaning you can be on your deathbed, man, waiting for the grave, waiting to be taken out of this world. And the Most High can raise you up, man. And that's a very beautiful thing. So, as the spirit of the apostles on down is pushed, shit runs downhill, man. Some of you guys out there want to go uphill. Shit runs downhill. Alright, it's not, the buck doesn't stop with you. You're not going to say, whoa, wait a minute, we got to do it this way. The Most High has the men up top doing the work, and we younger brothers, we're just fulfilling that. Just like the apostles are pushing out the health thing, that's the spirit to get out there, So Lord's will, myself and other brothers dealing with the health and medicines, we can push more videos, right? But the point is that it was not herb nor mollifying plaster that healed them, man. Right, that word. So all these physical things that we deal with, herbs and teas and tinctures and salves and balms and liniments, all these things, they're great, they're wonderful. Those are just vessels, though. Those are just vessels, man. There has to be a spirit that goes with that to heal it, right? You can't just give certain things and, here, just like the doctor. What does the doctor do? The doctor, you have high blood pressure and, take it easy, you might get a stroke, and, I'm going to give you this here, but, get back to me if you have a hard time breathing or you have a brain aneurysm or blood clot in the brain or, just get back to me if you feel any of these side effects, nausea, vomiting, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, am I better to deal with this shit on my own without your drugs? Or, that's what they'll do. and these drugs don't work. But the point is, you yourself being a medicine man in the truth, you cannot give someone something and just here, just take it. You have to put that spirit in there, man, and most importantly, you have to pray to Yahweh Shem Shai over the brother, over the herbs, and say Yahweh Shem Shai, Babakosha, heal this brother. Let these herbs work, their potency. Whatever however you gotta phrase it, man. That's the point. And I'm gonna go here read this. This is 3 John 1, and I'm gonna start at 2. I'm gonna start at 1. The elder unto the beloved Gaius, whom I love in the truth. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. And you're gonna look up this word health, that thou be in health, right? The word health is the Greek. I'm gonna
Strong's G 5198 Hugiano.
Hugiano, which kind of looks like the word hygiene, if you look at it. Which means to be sound, to be well, to be in good health, metaphor, right? Which it could be a metaphor of Christians whose opinions are free from any mixture of error, which of course that's another aspect. We're dealing with also your physical health, but we're also dealing with, of course, your spiritual and mental health, man. Because you got brothers out there, their minds and opinions are mixed of error, man. They might watch certain other camps and then, oh wow, I'm persuaded to go that way, but you're mixed with error right there, But it's also dealing with the physical health, being sound and whole, man. If you can't, if you have constant migraines and headaches and you feel woozy and like you're ready to pass out, man, you gotta check yourself out, man. You gotta, that's why Apostle Tahar did the video of him showing you the green herbs and what he puts in there, man. To go to the doctor less, Doctor, man, doctor's that's not a fun trip to go to. All right. So we're gonna go to the book of Sirach in Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 14. It says, "Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution, right, than a rich man that is afflicted in the body, man, in his body." So, man, that's a beautiful thing. There was actually a movie I'm trying to remember, man, with Adam Sandler. I think it's called Funny People. I watched it a couple years back. And what happened? I think he was dying, and he had, I don't know what the fuck, he had cancer or whatever. Doctor said, you have a year to live. So he was afflicted. He was just fucking all these women and just doing crazy shit and just trying to, but he was afflicted. He had all these riches and he was a famous person, right? But he knew, I'm gonna die real soon. So you can have all these riches, or you might have your leg amputated, right? But you live in a mansion, or all these things, and better is the poor that is sound and a strong constitution, man. Because you can work, you can do certain things, you can do things, man. Right? You have all these riches, you can't even live them out, man. You can't even perform what you want to do. Verse 15: health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. You see that? We're going to keep reading all the way down. There is no riches, Slakia, above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. Death is better than a bitter life or continual sickness, man. Got these, it's just very plain, like you got pneumonia. That's a continual sickness, man. That's a very bitter life, or sickle cell anemia, or like all the, like, you have many kinds of diseases, man, that hurt. You're not just living in, I gotta take these pills, and rheumatoid arthritis, or osteoporosis, man. You got some, no joke. It says, delicates poured upon a mouth shut up are as messes of meat set upon a grave. You see, delicates, man, all kinds of sweets and all kinds of shit like that. What good doeth the offering unto an idol? For neither can it eat nor smell. So is he that is persecuted of the Lord. He seeth with his eyes and groaneth, as an eunuch that embraceth a virgin and sigheth, man. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel, because we go through hell, we fall off, we are men, we're not perfect. All right, no one ever in GMS stated that they're perfect. And we sin, right? And that does mess our head up, man. And demons play a part in that, and guys that talk shit about you play a part in that, and people in the world, it's all factors. But the point is, the scripture is a beautiful scripture. It says, do not give yourself over to these heavy thoughts, man. Right? Don't afflict yourself in your own counsel. Oh fuck, I ain't shit. You have your thought process in your head. That's what it means, thine own counsel. Oh, I'm fucking going off, and that happens, man, because we're in the flesh, and you feel like shit when you go off. When you break the laws of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you feel like a piece of shit, man. But the point is, don't stress yourself out, man. That's why this is a very important topic, because you have to be sound in body. Because when you stress yourself out, that brings more problems to your health. If you already have high blood pressure, it's going to go even higher. If you have sugar problems, and let's say you haven't even eaten sugar, when you stress yourself out, you have I think it's a hormone, it's called cortisol. That goes up, and when you actually stress, your body can create glucose and spread it in the blood. So you're not even eating sugar, but your glucose is up. Your blood sugar goes up. Your body can actually create that because you're going through the stress. It's all related to the cortisol, right? So that's why don't have these heavy thoughts, man. You can fuck your brain nerves up too, man. All this stress hurts your head, right? Just pray until Yahweh Shem Yahushua, repent and move on, man. Verse 22, the gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart, meaning thy mind. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. You know what I mean? Like, you have something to do, and it's a great burden unto you, and you're there. People in the world will tell you, oh, you're there worrying about these things. And what is worry going to do? What is it going to solve? What is it really doing? Are you thinking of something? You're just worrying. You're just stressing out. And the end all be all is, the reason why you stress out is because you really don't accept the outcome. You don't accept the conclusion. Like if certain brothers are met with the guillotine, they're of course they're going to stress. You're in the flesh. But the easier thing is that you just accept it. You say, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be translated, man. I'm gonna die. That's the outcome. You're just stressing because I want to stay on this earth. Your body, your spirit says, I want to stay in this body, and I don't want to let go. And if you really just accept it and just say, you know what? Let me be translated, man. When beautiful scriptures in Acts, when Stephen was getting stoned, man, it didn't say he was crying or moaning. He just said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, receive my spirit, man. He just took. He said, "Let me be translated, man." He's not there. No. I wanna stay in this world. No, man. He just said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, receive my spirit, man. Receive my soul. See, that's a beautiful thing. Right? Of course, that shit hurt. I'm not saying it's fucking stones hitting your head and all that, but you accept it. You're not gonna struggle more with it, man. And that's why being sound in the mind. If you don't give your body what it needs to properly function, and you don't have willpower, and you don't have all these things, man, it's going to be a hard road, man. It's going to be even harder. I'm not saying that it's hard, because our life is not gladness of the heart, joyfulness. That doesn't describe the men of the Lord, but there are situations where you can enjoy yourself, and you're not always doom and gloom, right? All of us will catch a stroke if that was the case. Verse 24, envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. Right? Envy and wrath, man. You're there worrying about, what does he have? I don't have that. I want it, and just bad for you, man. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. Right? So a good mind, you're gonna have care of your meat, and I'm not gonna eat a lot of meat, and I might take my week off of meat or 2 weeks. Your diet and all that is very, very important, man. All right, we're gonna go to the next scripture, 2 Ezra 9. and 23. This is, it says, nevertheless, this is the angel Uriel talking to Ezra. If thou wilt cease yet 7 days more, but thou shalt not fast in them, because he was fasting, but go into a field of flowers, where no house is builded, and eat only the flowers of the field. Taste no flesh, drink no wine, but eat flowers only. And pray unto the highest continually. Then I will come and talk with thee. So I went my way into the field which is called Ardath, like as he commanded me, and there I sat among the flowers, and did eat of the herbs of the field, and the meat of the same satisfied me. And the point I want to bring, why I brought the scripture out, is because, even me in the world, and even in the truth, years ago, I would say, oh, you always need meat, and if I don't get meat, I'm not satisfied, But that's just a mentality, that's a perspective. That is just some worldly shit, because the scriptures clearly say otherwise, man. And until you really experience that and you say, damn, what the hell did I have today? I just had a green smoothie. I'm not even really thirsty. Your body's hydrated. You're not as hungry, and because your body gets what it needs, to replenish and work properly. So my point is, he was just eating flowers, and it said the meat. It described the flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers they were. You know what I'm saying? But it says he ate the herbs, man. Right? And it described the herbs as meat, because that's how satisfying it was. Right? It satisfied him. Meaning he was fine. He wasn't, I'm so hungry. And there's a herb in, I'm not sure which part of Africa, but it's called Hoodia. Hoodia. When the men went hunting, they would actually, they can't stop and cook and, hunt an animal or whatever. So they would actually chew on this herb, and they would be good for days, man. They would need to eat. They would be satisfied, and I mean hunt. Because when you hunt, you need fucking energy. You're not just walking and, it's hunting. So that's just an example of how, you have some super herbs out there that ain't no joke. Like you got Irish moss out there. That is a super herb, man, because it comes from the ocean. And in the ocean is virtually almost every mineral that the body needs. And that's funny that it is that way, because what does it say in Genesis? We came from the water. We came from the ground, which we sprang up from the water then. Right? So you got sea salt, sodium, very important mineral, man. And they got a lot of people messed up on sodium. Oh, we can't have too much sodium, high blood pressure. It's the same thing with like the white sugar thing. The sodium actually detoxifies the brain, man. Sodium is so damn important that's where you get the word salary from. Like in today's world, you have a salary. You get your salary every month or however you get paid. The word sodium or salary comes from the word salt. In the etymology, you can look it up. Or salary. Payment, salary, wages, reward. Salary, originally salt money. Alright, salt money. Soldiers' allowance for the purchase of salt. And you would think, oh, what the hell, we have table salt. That table salt, man, is the same shit as that white sugar. There's nothing in there. It's refined. There's no minerals in there. There's hardly any real goddamn sodium. Everything else is just chemicals. Talking about real sodium, Celtic salt, some of sea salt, but a lot of sea salts are getting fucked up because the oceans are fucked up. Himalayan salt is really powerful. Got like 90 minerals in there, right? Yeah, man, you got these super salts out there because they have so much minerals in them, and sodium is very important. The only thing you have to worry about sodium for brothers out there that are worrying about that is watch out for that processed shit again. You're eating Mr. Noodles and you see that sodium up there. That's not real sodium, and obviously that's gonna spike up your blood pressure, and if you have already problems with that, and a whole barrage of other problems. But dealing with real salt, man, you're talking about Himalayan, Celtic, man, you can sprinkle that on. Be liberal with that, but just balance it out with potassium. That's why you have something called a sodium-potassium pump. You can look that up. It's a balance. You have many minerals that all minerals really counterbalance each other. If you're on Facebook or any of these health pages and sites, every day you'll see some, oh, this is the most important mineral. Next day, oh, copper. This is the most. Really, they're all important, man. One is not important as the other because they all play a role. Like zinc and copper, that's another equilibrium that has to work with each other, right? Zinc and copper has to be a little less than zinc. If you have copper higher than zinc, right? Especially in women, you have many problems, man. Those emotional problems that they get, they're all bugged out and shit. If you have zinc to copper, there's other problems, so you have to balance it out. So same thing with the sodium and potassium. Potassium has to be less. Potassium has to be really, not too much. If you actually buy powder potassium, they actually warn you on the label that this may result in death. So you have to sign a thing that says you're 18, and if you order online, or check the box. I'm talking about real potassium, bicarbonate or citrate or whatever you get. It'll actually tell you that this can result. But other minerals, they won't say that. Certain minerals it will, because certain minerals are dangerous if you misuse them. You're dealing with real minerals. You're dealing with things, organic shit, right? That your body feeds on. So what do? You balance it out with the sodium. Simple and plain, man. All right. Back to Second Esdras. Yeah, satisfied him to verse 26. That was the point, And I'm going to bring on one more scripture. I don't want to stay too long on this, but this is a very important topic because you have to be sound. You have to have at least some kind of clarity in your mind. The Lord ain't raising an army of, obese diabetics, man. Although, again, we're not perfect. This is not an army of huge, fit muscle men, going to the Olympics. It's not even about that, man. It's all about balance. You will have sick, as the scripture says. You have brothers that are sick, maimed. What's that word? Infirm. In infirmity. So it's not about that. But I'm saying for the brothers that can, and you're not doing anything, you should do something. Because it's right here. It's right here, man. It's simple. Fuck what the doctor told me. This shit is simple, man. Doctor's a fucking witch, man. This is Sirach 37:27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, meaning test, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it, meaning you gotta see, try yourself out, know yourself, and see what is evil for it, and don't go into that way. You know your weaknesses, you know what your thing is, okay, you know what, I'm weak here, I'm not even gonna indulge in that. Like a man that's addicted to gambling. Why the fuck would he go to a casino if he's a recovering gambling addict? I'm gonna show I can do it, man. That's just gonna win you over. You're gonna see them slot machines at craps tables, man. Like in Snatch with my man, right? He kept, man, we call him four finger. God, what do you call him, man? Right, but they chopped off his damn finger because he couldn't pay his debt. So don't give yourself unto that. Verse 28, for all things are not profitable for all men. And I love the scripture, man. Neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. So this is a very versatile scripture. It means that for all things are not profitable for all men. What's good for one man may not be good for another. That's what that means. Every soul hath not pleasure in everything. What one man likes, another man might dislike. Right? So we're not in this truth to be friends. We're not in this truth to hang out and do that. Certain brothers that are really tight and close, they have the same likes, or they just been in the spirit together for a long time, they'll instantly connect. That's nothing wrong with that. But this is not a fraternity. This is not a boys' night out hang club. The point is, you brothers you should know yourselves, man. You see someone and I want to do what he's doing. Well, guess what? It might not be profitable for you, and you're just forcing yourself because out of vainglory or whatever, man. You see a brother that's really buff and big or whatever, Or I want to lift 500, bench 500, 400 pounds. That might not be for you. You know? Or whatever the case is. Or the brother's deep in music or history or art or whatever, man. Right? You have to find out what's pleasurable to your soul and what talent Yahweh Shai gave you, and you perform that to the best of your ability. Verse 29, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, meaning, too crazy, nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. By surfeiting have many perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. And I'm going to get one more scripture since it's in the next chapter, Sirach 38:1. There's a beautiful scripture. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him, man. See, a physician, real physicians, man. I'm not talking about these fucking doctors, man, that they study for almost a decade. And they're the same ones that'll tell you, ascorbic acid or vitamin C, for example, that won't do shit for you. Even though when the fucking crackers came over here to Gadites and Native Americans, you had, Jacques Cartier. I believe he came over here in the 1500s, right up here in the St. Lawrence River, right, by present-day Quebec. His men were suffering from scurvy. The Gadites, what'd they do? They broke off some cedar trees, right, made that as a tea, gave it to them. Their men was cured of scurvy. Why? Because these cedars, pine trees, a lot of these trees out here that don't shed or lose their leaves and greenery in the winter, there's a reason for that. They're very high in vitamin C, or the main component of vitamin C being ascorbic acid, right? That's why it's funny, man. You look at nature, and Yahweh Shemashah gave everything to flow through nature properly, because in the winter, what happens? Or obviously in the fall, you have all these trees, right? They lose their leaves. But then you look at certain trees, you say, how come that tree? The cedar, the pine, right? They didn't lose theirs. It's because in the winter, what happens? It's cold. You might get sick. Break off those trees. Break off the leaves, cedar branch and the pine needles. I'm talking about the needles. Boil that, make it as a tea. You drink it, and it's very, very high in vitamin C, man, which is a known immune vitamin for your immune system, among other many things. But this devil say, no, that's bullshit. So how the fuck were the men cured then, man, of scurvy, which is today known as a deficiency in vitamin C, right? Bunch of demons, man. That's why it says, ye physicians of no value in Job. Verse 2, for the Most High cometh, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men shall he be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them, man. Most High created medicines of the earth. And it's funny too, a lot of these fucking medicines, like last week I was going into, they're actually created, these drugs, a lot of them created from plants, from herbs. One very well known in the world right now is aspirin. Aspirin is created from the willow bark tree, which you can actually get just the willow bark tree, and that will ease a lot of pain for you. And you can even mix it with other herbs to make it more potent. But the willow tree is the main derivative of where they got aspirin from. Today, you go to aspirin, you can't really find pure aspirin, because pure aspirin just comes from the willow tree. Today you'll have fucking aluminum in there, titanium dioxide, yellow number 5, red number 3. You know what I mean? Like all this cancer bullshit, cancer causing agents. All right. Verse 5, was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known? And there's actually I'm not sure if it's a lake or actually the whole body. It's called Georgian Bay up there, out west in Ontario. I heard this guy, he said that the water up there is actually sweet, and before it was called Georgian Bay, I believe it was called Sweet Lake, because he said, here, try it. He would pick up the water, in his hand and drink it, and it was sweet. Because the Most High, man, he's bad like that, man. Man, you got these infused waters today. You got the thermos with the thing, you put lemons and strawberries. You got that nature, man. Places we don't even know about. Sweet ass water. Most I might put it says, have they not made the water sweet with wood? Some kind of wood there, and then gives a nice sweet taste of the water, right? Verse 6, and he hath given men skill that he might be honored in his marvelous works. And it's all about Yahweh Shem Shai. If you heal a brother, if you heal yourself, you don't fucking, oh, I did it. No, man, you Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, man, the water. You know, this work, man. You know? It says, with such doth he heal men and taketh away their pains. Of such does the apothecary make a confection. Right? I mean, making all kinds of oils and salves and liniments, and you can make your own tooth powder for, brushing your teeth, fucking deodorant, shampoo, body wash, all this, man. And of his works there is no end. Because you can make there's so many combinations you can do. You can mix all kinds of oils and herbs, and there's so many things, man. You make an infused oil. From the infused oil, you can make a salve. There's no end of his work. Right? And from him is peace over all the earth, and that's going to be the kingdom. It's going to be a beautiful thing. My son, in thy sickness, be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. That's the point. You got to pray. Right? You have no medicines, you pray. Leave off from sin, and order thine hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. Give a sweet savor and a memorial of fine flour, and make a fat offering as not being. Then give place to the physician. That's a beautiful thing, man. You pray, then you give place to the physician. Because there's a story, I don't got internet right now, but there's a story, I believe in Kings, where the man, the king of Israel, he went to the physicians and he prayed to the Lord. I think he just died, man, because it was in his leg or something like that. I'm trying to remember the story. Lord as well could find it. But, there's a story like that. And that's the point. You might look to the physician, and he ain't gonna heal you, man, because it's of the Lord, right? No, I can't find it, but it's in the book of Kings. Protecting physician, Slack it, brothers. Second Chronicles 16, beautiful, and 12. And Asa, King Asa, in the 39th year of his reign, was deceased in his feet until his disease was exceeding great. You see that in his leg, man. In his feet, Slack, in his feet. Could have been gangrene, could have been gout, Yet in his disease he sought not to the Lord, but to the physicians. And this is beautiful. Verse 12, then give place to the physician. But first, what does it say? My son, verse 8, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. Verse 13 in 2 Chronicles, and Asa slept with his fathers and died in the 41st year of his reign. You see, he died. He didn't pray unto the Lord. Right? Right? Then give place to the physician, for the Lord hath created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. There is a time when in their hands there is good success. You see that? There's a time when in their hands there's good success. For they shall also pray unto the Lord, that he would prosper that which they give for ease and remedy to prolong life. You brothers make your concoctions and all your medicines, and you pray, Yahweh Shem Shai Babakusha. Let this benefit the brothers, and let this be strong, and let this heal, man. When you make these things, man, right? You don't just make it. I made it through my power and all this bullshit. No, man. Right? Verse 14 or 15. He that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hand of the physician. Right? And that was the point. I hope you brothers are edified. Again, being sound in the mind is very, very important, man. Because we are being attacked on so many different levels, man. It's just too crazy to even name everything, man. Spiritual, physical, and in the physical, you got all kinds of shit. Your food, The moment you step out your fucking door, you have barium aluminum. You're breathing in. Never mind, you're even walking on your door. You're in your house. You got electromagnetic waves fucking you up, frequencies fucking you up. Got your power meters, man. They put the voltage up. That's why sometimes you might wake up 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Can't sleep. You know, you knock out at 11, 12 o'clock. Wake up at 3 or 4. Fuck, I can't sleep because all these frequencies are fucking your mind up, man. Your Wi-Fi, your laptop, your cell phone, all that shit. Then you walk outside and the real fun begins. You know, you open your fridge, then the real fun begins. You got fucked up food. So we gotta pray into Yahweh Shem Yoshai, man. This is the point. This is not of carnality. This is not, oh, I'm the great physician and I'm gonna seek this guy and he's gonna heal me. And make your medicines with humbleness and meekness, man. You know, always pray into Yahweh Shem Yoshai. It's because it's of him. It's just a vessel, right? Like how you might go outside, you see the sun shining, get your vitamin D, you say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yoshai for the sun. You don't say thank you, sun, and you know, like all these nations, man. That's why I said they had. Matter of fact, let me bring that out. They had gods, you know, pertaining to the sun and moon, because those were very important things. The sun, the sun is very important. The moon is very important, and you know, gives you light at night. The sun is, of course, heating every living thing on the planet. You know, giving you vitamin D and you know, giving you light and prosperity. Rain when it rains. So he had certain goddesses of fertility and let it rain and all this shit, right? But those are all vessels. This is Job 31. I'm gonna start at 26. If I beheld the sun when it shined, and the moon walking in brightness, and my heart have been secretly enticed, right, to worship it, or my mouth hath kissed my hand, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge. For I should have denied the power that is above, man. These are all just vessels, man. You know, that's why that's why it's beautiful that the Most High gives us knowledge to understand these things, to see the sun and moon, and yeah, these are great things that Most High created. But who created them? Most High, Yahweh Shem Yoshai. You give praise to Yahweh Shem Yoshai for that. You don't praise. Oh, here's the sun. I'm gonna praise. I'm gonna get up every 3 times a day, and I'm gonna pray to the sun. See, that's iniquity, because you're not praising the Creator. Right? So again, I want to say Ka halalim la Yahweh Shem Yoshai from Yad Tawadi Yahweh Shem Yoshai. I want to say, Barakatah or Barakatham to the apostles and elders, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, whom I have learned the truth from. I'm the one. It's like they're the reason I got into this health anyway, man. Because I was eating like shit in the world, and even when I got in the truth. And from the time that the apostles brought out the videos on the green smoothies, man, that's when I got into it. I would have been destroyed, man. I would have been fucked up, So I praise Yahweh Shem Yoshai for setting up these men whom I give double honors to. Simple as that. And I want to say Barakatham to you, Akim out there, the elect, hopeful elect, pushing the truth, you brothers just keep pushing, man, keep building, we're almost out of here. Alright, so until next time, I say shalom.